Somebody please get this man a gun. John Wick 2, mac and cheese, next. When your weekend's all spent up and you got Monday coming down the pike, sometimes all you need is a little comfort to get you through to Monday. Mac and Cheese Movies, where we believe in comfort food and comfort movies. Hello, welcome to Mac and Cheese Movies. I'm Scotty Coppage, and he just wants to go to a concert in some ruins, Ben Rimmert.
What's up, guys?
And she loves a good tasting, Sarah Rimmert.
What up?
For our food in honor of John Wick 2, duck fat fries. I cooked them last night, and there are none for the show today. I cut up some potato wedges. I soak them in cold water in your fridge. You dry them off with a paper towel, and then you put cayenne on it, thyme, salt and pepper. And I have this duck fat spray right here you get at the store. Gourmet duck fat. Oven at 325 for 40 minutes, then 450 for the next 20 minutes. They were good enough to be at the Continental. Santino would have loved them. Cassius is drinking gin with John Wick at the bar. We have Blanton on our John Wick podcast. What do we get today?
We got Bombay Sapphire Gin, which I didn't want to spend $40 at the store on a full bottle, so we got the small bottle, which is back there somewhere. And on a whim, Topo Chico.
We got some Topo. We got
Topo and gin.
We didn't know which one to get, so we got 3.
Yeah.
Which one did you get? I got the grapefruit one in mine.
Although I'm drinking Miller at this exact second, I took Twist of Lime on mine. Excellent.
I just had the plain Topo Chico, and it was pretty awesome with a hint of lemon, just a little hint.
So, all in all, I don't know if there's an official name for gin and Topo Chico. Like, we know ranch water is tequila and topo and lime, but
Texas gin.
Texas gin? I don't know. I don't know.
Let us know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Maybe someone out there knows.
So our category is going to be a little bit different. Is this the first time we've done the sequel to a mac and cheese movie?
Is it?
It is.
Wow.
Like where we've done the first movie.
It should have been Top Gun 2, but whatever, man.
We'll get to Top Gun 2, yeah. So we're all about the sequels here, Ben and Sarah. So the first taste, had you seen the first one already? Were you pumped about this one? What did you think when you saw it?
Oh, when I saw the first one, like, literally after the first movie, I was like, we have to watch the second one right now, like, immediately. And end up loving the second one. This is my second favorite John Wick movie.
Into the third one after that. We watched 3 in the same day.
Yeah, 3 movies in the same day, yeah.
So this was one of those ones where we had waited a long time, and everyone's like, oh, John Wick. We're like, we just don't care.
And we saw the memes and all that, and we just were like, fuck it.
So
like,
was it me telling you to watch John Wick?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Like, don't wait on this anymore. And so we're like, cool, we'll watch John Wick 1, went straight into 2, looked at each other, went straight into 3. So overall, the second one is my favorite one. 1 kind of sets it up, and then 2, which we'll probably talk about shortly, they kind of set up more of the, I don't know what you'd call it.
Infrastructure? The
rules?
Like,
yeah, the rules, yeah. And like how like the assassins.
Yeah, and how it's like this whole underground kind of club.
More
yeah.
detail than the first one, yeah. So, great.
Yeah. It's origin. It's an origin, actually. It's an origin story without an origin, I guess, is what you want to call it. But it doesn't go into his past. It just goes more into, like, how he became, not how he became an assassin, but, what he had to do to get out and, all the risks he had to take. And
he's just
still
trying to
taking
move
them,
on.
yeah.
He's just trying to move on.
I saw it in the theater opening weekend. Thought it was okay. Didn't love it, but you know what? It was on cable all the time, so it was just like.
Yeah.
You still have cable?
I still have a lot of cable. I still have a lot of streaming stuff. So John Wick is on constantly on like the Paramount channel or something. So
fancy.
If I'm not watching something else, I'll just keep it on John Wick, and then I've seen it just a whole lot as a result of that, and you just kind of fall in love with it as a result. So yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
It says the stories you hear about this man have been watered down. A lot of movies have all these little clues and stories they promise in future movies. John Wick was open and shut, and could have been just one movie, in and out. But they expanded the mythology in this with the sequel. It wasn't just a rehash of the first one. We find out more about this world. So how are they able to jump from the first one to the second one as far as like, I guess, your expectations for a sequel?
You should go first on that one.
I'll tell you what we got. You know, in the first movie, we've got, he takes out a lot of guys, but a lot of these guys are just kind of chumps. He's going up against assassins in this.
That's true,
And he's going up against, like, people in this world.
Also, I feel like he's more desperate in this one. Like, he's more desperate to get out than anything in this one than he was in the... Well, first one wasn't really about getting out. It was more about revenge. But this one, he's just wanting to be done with it. So he just doesn't care in this one, yeah.
And Santino, you know, Santino gives him the night of your impossible task. Like, that's the task that got him out of the life. So he was able to go be with his wife and everything. But when he came back to shoot those people who killed his dog and stole his car, they were like, hey, I'm coming back with this marker. This is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to kill my sister, do it covertly. And then when he does kill Gianna,
it's like a trap.
it's a trap.
Yeah.
They're set to kill him to kind of cover it up. So that's when all hell breaks loose.
Well, and then it expands a little bit more. So part of that is that person is trying to take over New York City and the assassin scene there or whatever. And then that's when we find Lawrence Fishburne. And, you know, we're used to like Suits, Blanton's, filet mignon and all this. And now we find that there's people that are like hobos and stuff all throughout New York City that are also assassins. And we get dived into that sub world. It's like an assassin, a sub, yeah.
And we also found out that this assassin company or whatever has like more power than, you know, you think they do than in the first one. So they're pretty powerful people. So you kind of realize that in this one than in the first one.
I would hate to be the assassin that is like just homeless all day waiting for something to happen. Like I could be the person playing the violin or something else cool. Like I got to be just the dude. I got to be on the ground. Like.
But man, the guy was ready though when he like they put the hit out. Keanu got messed up and like he was desperate and he like laid down and he was like, "Here's a gold deal," and like the guy covered him up and he was like, "Clack clack."
Saved his life.
And then saved his life, and then now he's got to deal with Lawrence Fishburne or whatever. But whatever. He loves pigeons.
What did you think about Common in this movie as Cassius?
First of all, we just found out that it was
That was Common. I swear to you last night, I was like, where do I know this guy from? How do I know him? Like, I just like, you know, I didn't even Google it. I was just so into the movie. I was just like, he's in something else. I couldn't remember what he was in. I was like, why do I know this guy? And it wasn't until today, until you told me that it's Common. And I was like, oh, no, I feel like an idiot. Like,
I think he fits in good with everyone that's in the world that's an assassin is so like, you know, you working? Yeah. Like, I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. And everyone just kind of like understands and they have like respect for each other. And then, you know, there's almost like an honor thing about it. Like, yeah, you know, Common had to try to kill old boy or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Well, there is the scene where they're shooting each other through like the fountain, which looks really cool.
Oh, yeah.
But then also like they're walking and they're shooting with the silencers, and they're not like killing a bunch of innocent bystanders. Right. They're just, you know, trying to stay kind of covert while they're doing it and try to just hit each other. That's a lot cooler than just like a spray of gunfire.
Yeah, and in the subway, they wait until it's like really, it's not completely empty, but mostly empty. They wait until there's very little people for them to start going at it.
Are you getting in another car if there's a knife fight on the subway? Or are you sticking around to watch it?
I would say...
If it's Keanu Reeves, yeah, I'd stick around and watch it.
Cautiously be that idiot that pulls their phone out and records it.
You're going to have to like hear Quivo or whatever this thing is. Like,
Osmo?
Osmo, yeah.
Quivo.
It's a new word. You just invented a new word, Scotty. Quivo. You have to find something for it now.
I'd be dodging the car. Shannon might try to break it up.
Oh, Shannon. Shannon. She'll be a bystander.
I feel like I'd be the one on the sidelines, like cheering it on. Like a part of me feels like it'd be like, oh, kick his ass.
We both like, oh shit. Like a tornado will come through, and we're the type of people that would go out front and be like,
that's true. Like, look at this. Like, this is awesome.
And we have a storm cellar.
So are you gonna take care of Cassius? Is it Cassian? Cassius. Are you gonna take care of him with the knife in the aorta?
Oh, for sure.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be like, hey, don't worry, we're getting
We're getting it
your help
out.
for
Yep.
you.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. I'd be that person.
What about how the contract goes out? Like when Santino sets it out for $7 million, and you see like the women, they're like kind of like the telephone. What would you call that?
I would call it Fallout 4 mixed with the TVA from the series Loki with tattoos.
I'd be like 1940s, 1950s operating system.
It's like
very like.
It's like a steampunk
Yeah.
pinup girl
Yeah.
kind of.
It's actually pretty awesome. I love that. Like, I love that it's something about women giving out these hits and like, you know.
And these like old school computers
Yep.
and.
Yeah. Typewriters and 1980s computers.
I will say, part of when they put that $7 million, we talked about a little bit earlier, the thing that I would say not like, but just like, it's just so outlandish because this movie is when they put that $7 million contract out and they put it through the computer like we're talking about now, and it's like all these numbers going out. Keanu Reeves can't even walk 100 yards without hearing 10 phones going off. And I'm like, are there that many assassins in New York City? Like really,
That's
like 100
the
yards?
point. How many people are walking
It
in
seems
New York
like,
City?
Like how many
that
people are
like
getting
assassins?
murdered now at this
A
point?
lot.
So I don't know. It's a little ridiculous, but that's it though. Everything was.
I like that. I like that. Like, you just don't know who someone is, like, walking down the street. They can be an assassin. They can be a murderer. They can.
And I get it.
That's what I feel like every time I travel.
Yeah.
Like I'm like that's what my stress levels are so high because I'm like, this person's about to kidnap us.
Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that all the time. Yeah.
Scotty, no one's trying to kidnap you.
No one's gonna put me in like sex trafficking.
Maybe.
I feel like the pencil death is real.
Hey.
Like
Oh
I feel
yes.
like if you get killed, I mean, 'cause,
That
like,
wasn't talked about enough in the movie.
have you
I
ever
feel like.
gotten jacked like kind of? I just picked up a bag that had a pencil in it in my car. I didn't know a pencil was in there. I was like, oh my god! And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, I've had one in
I
my
was
pocket
bleeding.
in
Just
school
like,
before. Like, go through my jeans. Like, I feel like they didn't talk about that enough. His pencil. They killed people with
it's
a
part
pencil.
of like
yeah.
the mythology.
Yeah.
Of,
Yeah.
You know, he killed someone with a pencil. You know, like the Russian guy or whatever.
Or was it like a bar full of people with a
And,
pencil or something like? I forgot what they said.
He's one of those. It's almost like that, like a Jason Bourne mentality. Like, this is what's in front of me. I'm going to use it as a weapon, and then
Yeah.
it ends up being.
And it
insane.
also like sets apart for like how dangerous he is, like how powerful and dangerous he is, and how people just don't want to mess with him. And I like that, like how they just set it up as, hey, this is John Wick. He killed a guy with a pencil. Don't fuck with him. Like, yeah.
Are we allowed to say the F word on this?
Oh yeah. Can we cuss on
we are
this?
now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Did Cassius survive? Are we gonna see him in another movie?
I said this yesterday. I feel like we're gonna see more of him. So John Wick 4 supposedly coming out in 2022. I feel like we're gonna see more of him. I feel like he's gonna survive. I feel like it's gonna be the Lawrence Fishburne like Scar.
Yeah.
And I also feel like he's not gonna come back as a bad guy. I feel like he's gonna come back as like they form like an alliance together.
Or like John Wick is like completely down. It's like it's all like there's no hope, and
Yeah.
then he shows up.
Because I feel like he gave him. I feel like he's gonna forgive because he gave him the courtesy of, hey, I didn't completely kill you, but these are your options. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna kill you, but you know.
He didn't give that to Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
No.
Ruby Rose is gone.
Oh yeah, she's dead. Yeah.
Did we like Gianna in this film? Would we like to see a movie about her character, or even in the TV show they're doing?
Oh, they're doing a TV show?
They're doing a TV
That's
show.
Oh, wow, I
They're doing a
didn't know
TV
that.
show called The Continental.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Okay.
at all.
Actually, yeah, since it is a TV show, I wouldn't want a whole movie, but like a TV show, like a series about her. Oh yeah, for sure.
I think I could get, especially with her entrance. So John Wick goes to like Italy. We're talking about the concert or whatever, and she's like walking down whatever you want to call it, the red carpet or whatever. There is a little bit of mystery there, enough to be like, it's her coronation or whatever. So she's like taking over to the board of like whatever the assassins or whatever it is, and it's kind of like, well, how did you get there? What did you do? Because she's so cool, calm, and collected. And then even at the end, John Wick and her are friends. but he's got to take care of business or whatever. So that would be interesting, I think. I didn't know that there was a show coming out about that. I would watch that. Yeah.
I also like the fact it's like, yeah, where did she come from? Because she just takes what she wants. She doesn't earn it, especially when she's talking to the guy. Oconee, yeah. And he's like, oh, you didn't earn it. You took it from us. And it's like, how powerful is she if she can just take what she wants? So that'd be good.
Yeah, she's no innocent either.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly, yeah. So that'd be a good, I feel like I'd watch that for sure.
I want to go to that concert. Sarah, do you want to go to that concert?
No, it seems like okay. I like the venue, but as far as the band, that's my nightmare, Scotty. That's literally my nightmare. Like strobe lights and techno music, and that's my nightmare.
What was the guy doing with his wine glass you were talking about?
Oh yeah, the guy in the crowd. He's like with his wine glass, just like
what a yuppie at this
thing. He's just partying. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
But as far as the venue, yeah, I'd see any other band at that venue. It's a gorgeous venue and infrastructure and all that. So.
Were you shocked when you saw the movie and because the whole thing is about rules and everything is about the Continental, no blood spilled on the Continental, and then John Wick just shoots Santino in the Continental? Yeah,
that was definitely a shock. Honestly, I feel like that's out of character for John Wick, especially like you're so devoted to this character and like you see him and grow and grow and grow more and more, but. It's like I said at the beginning, it's like he just is so, this is how desperate he is. Like he just wants to get out. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He's so desperate that he just kind of forgets the rules and is just like, fuck it, and just kills him at the Continental, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where it ended and they left it open for another one. And I think, when he says, he's eating the duck fries and he's like, I can have a bunch of meals and never have the same one twice, as in I'm just going to extend this out and I'm rich or whatever, and just John Wick just isn't having it, and he's just like, nah, we'll just end it now and then I'll just suffer the repercussions of that or whatever, and so that's what he chose, and I think it just it adds more to his mythology and everything, like now in the third movie, it kind of ends with now he's on his own, he gets excommunicated or whatever, and then that leads into the third, but it leaves you wanting more to see, is he going to make it out of this? Is he going to figure it out or whatever? And if he does, badass.
Yeah. So Sarah asked, what are we going to talk about that we didn't talk about in the first John Wick? Mm-hmm. And I told Ben, I was thinking about this. I was like, Lawrence Fishburne, this huge set of assassins, this blue-collar group of assassins, the Markers, the Taylors, Continental hotels all over the world. What do you think about the tasting he had, Sarah?
Oh man, that was like the best part. I feel like that was like American James Bond. Like it was so like in Italy. But Keanu Reeves is American, so it just seemed like, oh, this is the American version of James Bond. I actually said when I watched this movie, I was like, if I could have one job, it'd be the gun guy's job. I want his job. I wouldn't want to be assassin, but I want to be the what do they call him? The wine taster, yeah.
The weapons dealer.
The weapons dealer, yeah. That'd be the job that I'd
like to have. It's just real smooth where they're like, he's like, I'd like a tasting.
Yeah.
in Keanu Reeves' voice. And then, he's like, I need something precise. I need dessert or whatever. Yeah. And he like has all these badass guns and everything.
This cutlery, freshly stoned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
and even in the Taylor's like, okay, is this for a formal or social day or not? It's like,
that's awesome. So he gets all rigged up. And it's like specifically for assassins and everything. Yeah, it's cool.
Keanu Reeves has been in a handful of movies that got sequels. Where does John Wick 2 rank among them? Well, I'll give you the list here. There's Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. There's Speed 2, which he wasn't in. Mm-hmm. He turned it down.
Stupid.
Matrix Reloaded, John Wick 2.
So, I'll just go ahead and say it. I'll probably be the only person in America that feels this way. But I did not like the Matrix trilogy. Well, I'm just not a fan of them. Seen them a couple times, still couldn't get into. I give him a second chance, couldn't get into him. So I feel like this is his top sequel, to me. And Bill and Ted second, and then the Matrix.
Where's Speed 2?
Oh, forgot about Speed 2. Well, does that really count? He wasn't in Speed 2.
It does, because He toured with his band for the summer instead of making that movie. He was like, I'd rather do that than make like $10 million for this movie that's like gonna be crappy.
Then that's last.
I
Speed
like
2 is last.
Speed 2.
You like Speed 2?
Yeah.
William Dafoe's in that movie. Yeah.
He is in that movie. He's like leeches.
What?
Speed 2. William Dafoe.
Is it-
Leeches.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe isn't. Who's
Yeah.
also in John Wick. He's in the first
Oh,
one.
he is. Yeah, he's in the
one.
first
Yeah.
one. He's his
What?
friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, yeah. Then he dies.
Yep.
Spoiler. I think, man, I really like The Matrix a lot, especially The Matrix Reloaded. That's when he fights like 100 agents.
Feel un-American saying that. Feel un-American saying I hate the Matrix.
But I feel like as an actor and a character, he's like more developed for the John Wick role than he was in like 1999 or whatever that was, like 2000, whatever. And okay, John Wick. Yeah, I'll choose John Wick. Yeah.
I love the first Matrix. I've only seen the 2 and 3 once. I saw Speed 2 in the theater because I'm ridiculous like that. I saw Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in the theater. But I think it's going to be John Wick 2. God. Matrix Reloaded, Bill and Ted, Speed 2. And maybe Bill and Ted and Matrix is closer to than not.
Technically, it has to be Speed 2 last because he's not even in Speed 2. So,
Well, it could be a dark horse if Speed 2 was like a kick-ass movie. Like, let's just say Speed 2 was awesome.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't like a blockbuster or anything, but
The movie made twice what the first one did at the box office, around $171 million worldwide. And so then we got the third one. We've got a series coming out. We got the fourth one coming out. Any other things we need to talk about before we get to Doggy Bag?
yeah, we need to talk about how many times he got hit by a car and walked away.
Yeah.
It's-
No internal bleeding, no
it's
medical
ridiculous.
assistance. And how many times he got shot, too? Stabbed.
Or like, yeah, I got stabbed, and then he'll wake up in like whatever the homeless morgue place,
Yeah.
medical facility.
Yeah. No infections or
And then
antibiotics.
like they like tape him up, and then magically he's like running around and like fighting again. I'm like, no, dude, you got stabbed. It takes some time.
No
a shot.
sleep. The man doesn't sleep either. It's like,
takes some
how is
time
he
to-
not exhausted? Like, I'd be like, so exhausted.
His recovery times are like 3 days, and then he's like back at it again. It's like, no, man. Like, so I guess our deal is we don't want it. It's a fictional movie or whatever, but we don't want it to turn into like the Fast and the Furious franchise where each one is like more outlandish than the last, and they really got to like think outside the box to keep it going. They should just, which they're all been good so far, but they really just need to slow it down. Slow it down.
Yeah.
Something me and Sarah were talking about was, she said that Keanu Reeves doesn't have that many lines in his movies, and I beg to differ. I have a list of movies that I think he talks a whole lot in. Something's Got to Give, The Replacements, Speed. He talks a lot in Speed. My Own Private Idaho. I think Feeling
I
Minnesota.
didn't see any of these.
Walk in the
movies.
Clouds. There was a lot of movies that he didn't. These aren't really like his big hits or
Constantine.
anything.
I feel like they're not, but he doesn't give like these big like speeches. Like they're just like one sentence phrases and they move on to action. And again, one sentence phrases and move on to action. It's like they don't really give him a lot of good dialogue.
Depth.
Depth. That's the word. Depth, yeah.
I like to see Keanu Reeves as Hitch.
He'd be like, now listen, what you're gonna want to do is get a nice suit, okay?
Don't worry about pizza. They got
Yeah.
food there.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would.
Golly.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think about this stuff. Me and you both are big Ryan Gosling fans. I'm a big Keanu Reeves. Like, I don't. If the movie at the end is badass and you walk away happy watching this, who cares? Who cares what the lines are? Like that. Like, does he have to be an intelligent, crazy, profound person to know how to use a gun, or Ryan Gosling drive a car or whatever he's doing in that movie? No.
No. The Doggy Bag. What are you taking home from John Wick 2? What's its legacy?
Its legacy is that rules can be broken in the Continental, and yeah, I don't know, man.
can be broken, but there are consequences to those rules being broken.
What is the consequence?
Death.
No.
No,
Sarah.
He gets an hour head start.
What is it? What is it? What's it called, Sarah?
Oh, excommunicado. Excommunicado.
So, but he still has a chance. So obviously they need that to like make a third movie or whatever and suck us back in. So yeah, he broke the rules or whatever. I don't know, man.
John Wick expanded on little things from the first one and made like a whole new movie about it, and was able to lay the groundwork for even more films. It's great.
Oh, for sure. There's going to be more. Yeah. And we already talked a little bit about, I guess there's a series, The Continental, coming out. So, that, I mean, it needed to end the way it did in order for 3 to come out. And basically, it's him running away and trying to figure out how to fix him breaking the rules or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's got a lot of allies. Apparently has a lot of enemies, but he has some strong allies. And it's going to be interesting to see how those people play back in later on down the road.
Especially how it ended. He was like, they're all going to come for you. And he's like, yeah, tell them, whoever comes for me, I will kill them. And the manager was like, I know you will.
Of course you will.
Of course you will.
Winston's great. Winston's great.
Yeah. So, and it was also the other guy, a pleasure to watch his dog. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, dogs.
Well, thank you, Ben and Sarah, for being on the show. We
Yeah.
love this. Hopefully we do John Wick 3 coming up soon. The knife is in your aorta. You pull it out, you will bleed, and you will die. Consider this a professional courtesy. Back and cheese out.
Excommunicado.